Another day of the internet, another day of having my video inbox submission being spammed out by, hey, you should cover this aspect of the new Trisha Paytas / Shane Dawson / Jeffree Star drama. Or, hey, you should totally check out what's going on with GameStop and AMC and the Wojak hedge fund companies getting their ass handed to them by Wall Street bets. I'll be covering that tomorrow, but for today, we're diving headfirst into the whole, I guess, this new Shane Dawson aspect you guys wanted me to cover. Just ignore the fact that I have a red left eye. I'm one of those kids where if I go get allergy tested and they poke me like 18 times my arm, all 18 pokes are gonna be like swelled up. And I'm like, wow, look at that. I am very allergic to everything they just tested me with. So today I'm playing the game of, oh, I'm allergic to something. I have no idea what I'm allergic to today, but I'm definitely reacting to something. So bear with me on that until I either find out what new thing I'm allergic to or it just naturally goes away. Before we get into this, I dare you to like this video so more people can see it, and also comment hello in the comments down below, maybe in your native language. Let's see how many hellos in English we get, or hello in some foreign language we get. That'll be cool. But let's get right into the video. But yes, the LA YouTube community is essentially just one big high school drama, except that everyone involved has millions of followers. And that just turns everything into a spectacle. So ladies and gentlemen, here we go again. We're about to dive headfirst into whatever this is, yet again. Today we're focusing on Shane Dawson and Ryland Adams' insane obsession with, I guess, just guessing if people have mental complexions. Because apparently normal people just do not exist to them. But before we get into that, Trisha recently posted a video of some voice memos from Shane Dawson where he allegedly is trash talking behind her back, but from 2017. I said this in my last video, but how many times are we gonna out a YouTuber for talking behind another YouTuber's back, especially if it's an LA influencer? I mean, are we really surprised this is happening? It's pretty much to be expected at this point, since we've already established that LA YouTube community is essentially just like a live action high school sitcom. But Trisha apparently made this video because she's upset with Shane because Shane and her have been friends for many years, and Shane talked behind her back to some other dude that he's only known for a couple months at the time of this happening. That influencer apparently kept all of these voice memos and then sent them off to Trisha, which then led to her creating this video.
I was just sent voice memos from Shane, his own voice, talking me back from April 2017, 2 months after we filmed his first series, where I was him and he was me, and he's just like telling this influencer, I'll say his name's Charles Gross, stuff that I told him, and I wasn't really talking Charles Gross, but Shane was talking me because I was friends with Peter Mon, and I was just like asking him if he invited Charles Gross to this like Christmas party, but he was like mocking my voice in the audio, and like I don't think it's like legal or morally right to share like audio messages, but I heard it for myself, like publicly. I heard it for myself, and I'm like, it's the first time like I actually heard it from Shane's mouth, like being like, he's like, Trish, are we like kids? Like mocking my voice. I was
Okay, so to my knowledge, she hasn't released the audio, so I'm not gonna really slam Shane Dawson for something that's hearsay. But if this audio does come out, I guess that's more ammo for Trisha to pull out against Shane Dawson, that's for sure. But one thing that's not hearsay is how Shane Dawson and his clique just throw around mental complexions and what they think people might have. They basically self-diagnosed Jake Paul as a sociopath. They gave James Charles a similar treatment. And this came to mind due to something that Trisha said in one of the most recent Frenemies podcasts. Specifically when she's saying that Shane is misusing the word empath and sociopath, as you can see here.
I started getting voice memos from people over the years of Shane talking to me, like his actual audio. I didn't put it out there because I thought it was kind of weird, but I recapped what he said. And he basically like heard from Shane's, this is the first time I heard it because like Peter Mon said that he called me a sociopath, which what? Like,
you're right. I saw that video.
Not everyone's a sociopath, Shane, just because you had a fake ass therapist on your series that was whatever. That got
sounds like he's a sociopath if anyone is.
Like and also he called me a pathological liar and a sociopath to Peter Mon because Peter Mon's like, oh yeah, Trisha said she wants to hang out. And he's like, well, she's a pathological liar. I was like, it had nothing to do. It's not like I said, oh, Shane's like this and he had
also like nothing prompted him to talk behind you.
See, this will be very interesting if Shane actually responds to this. But that's one of the things she alleged, and here's the other part.
But Shane, the so-called what is it?
Empath.
Yeah, the empath. This cracks me up.
No one can you can't call yourself an empath. That's like saying I'm a good person. Like you can't just say that. You're obviously not if you have to say that you are. It's like people call themselves rich. Like if you have to call yourselves rich, you're not rich.
You're clearly not an empath.
Strong points were made there. Like the whole sociopath / empath dynamic Shane was pushing, it's just so weird. Like Shane throughout an entire documentary kind of painted himself as an empath while spending the rest of the documentary self-diagnosing other people for having mental disorders. That's normal. And if you need more proof that Shane and Ryland are still obsessed with people either being sociopaths or psychopaths, look no further than this video right here. Ryland's sister, Morgan Adams, uploaded a video last week where she went to get a brain scan and Ryland went with her. Then they looked at, I guess, pictures of her brain and people's brains, and Ryland kept going on about, so is this person a sociopath? Is Morgan a sociopath? How do we find out if someone's a sociopath? Bro, how would this change anything? But Ryland and Shane clearly have some weird obsession to find out if people are either sociopaths or psychopaths. Do you really interact with that many of them, like, every day? Like, especially with lockdown, I don't think I've interacted with a single one in a hot minute. That's for sure. But here's those clips.
I don't even honestly know what we're doing other than the fact, I guess you're getting your brain scanned.
Yes, we're getting my brain scanned to figure out what exactly is wrong with me.
That is scary. Brain scan, that's like kind of alarming. And I'm not saying anyone specific, but you might be a sociopath or a psychopath or a narcissist.
Like, I think if you're like a narcissist or a psychopath or a sociopath, like certain parts of your brain will light up and they're like...
Where's that coming from though? Like, the Jake Paul documentary happened 2 years ago and they're still speculating about this?
How likely do you think it is that Morgan's a sociopath?
Oh, I don't. I mean,
Take sister to the doctor for a brain scan. Is your sister a sociopath? Oh, okay.
And this part is for what again?
So temporal lobes help with mood control.
Where would you see if somebody's like a sociopath or psychopath?
Okay, so that's a great question.
I mean, I'm very curious. Like, you can tell from a brain scan if somebody is or
We
not,
never
right?
diagnosed psychopathy, but criminal-like behavior, we'll see like bumps here. Okay, so the frontal lobes, they can't focus. They just can't make good decisions. I'd have to see on both sides, and they'd be huge. When we got bumps and holes here, we get real sorry and scared, but that's what it's like. That's what it's like for these people. We get really upset.
I'm not a sociopath.
There you go.
I realize they're joking here, but in before they start bringing out like half of the YouTube community in LA to this doctor to try to figure out if they're a sociopath or psychopath, that would be an interesting follow-up.
I would love to do that, but just with my family. Like, pretend we're having a Christmas party and then just get them all like diagnosed with different things.
But in my opinion, what a weird obsession to have. Like, I remember when they released the Jake Paul documentary and I thought to myself, do I know any sociopaths? That thought lasted about 3 seconds until I was like, what good would this do for me if I knew about it actually? What would this information do to help me in my daily life? Then I thought to myself, gee, not a lot. So I haven't thought about it since then. Now here I'm sitting 2 years later, and they're still obsessed with if a said person is a sociopath or not?
I think I know what the fix to this is.
What?
They just need to get into astrology.
If I remember correctly in that documentary, they were also trying to like paint Logan Paul as being a sociopath as well. Like at the end of it, they were like, what if Logan Paul's the master manipulator of all this and he's a massive sociopath that's been controlling his brother and everything Jake Paul did is probably because of Logan. And yeah, they were like doing that at the end, if I remember correctly.
Just double or nothing.
Both the brothers are mentally. And I'm an empath. I care about these people. Shane Dawson.
I think Jake Paul is a Taurus and Logan Paul's a Virgo.
But what was Shane trying to achieve with that information? Like, did he want to send them off to sociopath prison? AKA just have them get canceled off of Twitter because of what Twitter diagnosed them for having?
Imagine society if Jake Paul just went to therapy.
Man, we'd be living in 2040. I don't know, having a massive influencer trying to speculate if someone has a mental complexity, that's a bit weird to me. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like on it. If you're new here, I welcome you to my channel. It'll be awesome if you subscribe. I'll be making another video tomorrow where I dive headfirst into whatever's going on with GameStop, AMC, Wall Street Bets, and the Wojak hedge funds. And if you made it this far into the video, just to let me know that you watched the entire video, comment bye in your own native language in the comments down below. So we hopefully have a hello and goodbye comment from you guys. We're totally not trying to get engagement up here, guys, whatsoever, but I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Baby, I'm crazy. You know I get so jaded. My mama told me I made it, but I'm still not up on no playlist, and I still hit up on my haters. Everybody else is so faithless, saying if you hate it, don't play it. But maybe I'm the one that needs changing, but I don't really want change, no. Think I get to where I wanna go.